Thank you, sir. 5, 4, 3. Welcome to another edition of the Roundtable. My name is Paul Dingham, and I host this program. As we always have, this show has got some really interesting people come on, and we have an opportunity to spend some time with them and hear about their projects and what they're doing. No different today. A good friend by the name of Lori Eschenberg from the St. Clair County Metropolitan Planning Commission is joining us today. You have got a busy schedule and a busy portfolio of activities that you do that really affect so many people in St. Clair County. We're glad you're here.
Well, thank you, Paul. I'm glad to be here.
Let's talk about, I heard you on Paul Miller's show the other day on WPHM talking about some exciting things that are happening. You've got a project called the Island Loop, which is one of them. You've got a project coming up with the Community Foundation, and you got another one called the Blue Ways of St. Clair County. Where should we start?
Let's start at the Blue Ways because it was first.
Okay.
In 2010, we got a coastal zone management grant to take all our water trails in St. Clair County and put them in one place. It was a website program. So we got this grant. It took us a few years, and it was very popular. We have 16 water trails and
16 water trails.
16 in St. Clair County.
That's amazing.
All in 9 different water bodies. So we mapped those, and I'm a geographer, so I made all the maps for them. And people have really liked it, and it's won a few awards. And so out of that came the National Water Trail, because the most popular route in St. Clair County is the Island Loop route.
Okay.
For years, people have been paddling that. You know, Port Huron is an island.
No, nobody knew that until you started talking about it.
Well, the kayakers knew it was an island, and they called that the Island Loop.
Okay.
So I didn't name it, they did. And that's the most popular one, so I decided to apply for what's called National Water Trail status. And the National Water Trail program is just a few years old through the National Park Service. And I applied, and it took 9 months. Yep, there it is. It took 9 months. And we finally heard from the Secretary of the Interior. It takes an act of Congress or the Secretary of the Interior to designate a National Water Trail, and we made it.
Now, right there's a map that he's gonna punch up, and talk to me about the map. This is the one that you designed?
Correct. This is the Island Loop showing Port Huron as an island.
So it's in the yellow is the loop.
It's 10.2 miles. The yellow is the kayak trail, and the arrows you see on there are actually the water flow. And you can do this route anyway, except for the St. Clair River. You've got to go downstream in the St. Clair River.
Pretty tough to go up to get underneath the Blue Water Bridge with the current coming down.
It's a 3-knot current, so we don't recommend anybody try to go up that.
Right. Okay. So, how long does that take normally if somebody does the whole thing?
3.5 to 4 hours. And it's nice to stop once. And before this, we couldn't really stop in the middle of that because there was nowhere to get out because there's over 3 miles of seawall. But last year, we had a handicapped accessible kayak launch put in at the 7th Street Bridge in Port Huron, which is in a perfect spot because it's right in the middle of the loop. And people can get out, rest, use the facilities. They can get something to eat, something to drink. They can go downtown and shop. So it's a really great spot. And it's also a spot for safety. If you don't want to do the whole loop, you can get out.
So, but you got national recognition.
Yes, because
That's exciting.
It is. We met 7 best management practices. And they are like public information. Our website fulfilled that. You've heard of BPAC.
Yes.
By National Public Advisory Council and Friends of the St. Clair River. They helped fulfill the conservation part of the best management practices. And the health department fulfills a lot of the best management practices as far as they have stream leaders. You can learn how to keep a stream healthy. They do all kinds of education. They do Earth Day. They do Sturgeon
River
Festival. Day. Right, River Day. All those things helped us get this national recognition because so many people and organizations are watching over the health of the river and the watershed. So,
any money come with it?
Well, that's hopefully the hope that we will be more eligible for grants in the future for access points, for improvements to parks, and of course for water quality and for events.
Okay. So you were doing that one, but is it tied to Trail Towns, that project too?
It is somewhat tied to Trail Towns. It's interesting that when we got the Blue Ways of St. Clair grant through Michigan Coastal Management, we finished that, Then we applied for a Trail Towns grant, and I'm just finishing that up this month. It was 15 months.
Talk to the audience about what a trail town is.
Okay, a trail town is a town that is along a land or a water trail.
Okay.
And what the Trail Town program does is it helps the residents, the business leaders, and the local people that run the town to be more welcoming to
Okay.
people of recreation.
Okay.
To have your water access points, your trailheads with a lot of amenities, bathrooms, drinking fountains, benches, and have specials in the town for like lunch specials for people that are recreating, have facilities maybe to tie your kayak up and secure it while you go uptown. And it's welcoming the kayaker, the biker, and the walker, and helping to spur economic development and good business by welcoming recreationists.
I think here in St. Clair, didn't they add some camping sites in the marina?
They did. They heard about the Trail Towns program, and they added
9, 10, something
7
like
to
that?
9 campsites at the marina. So if a kayaker or a biker comes through St. Clair, now they can stop. They don't have to go all the way to Algonac State Park. They can camp right there and start off the next day.
There's showers and
Right.
facilities for them.
And
So-
you're here right on the Bridge to Bay Trail, and you're
Right.
also on US Bike Route 20, which starts in Washington State, and it goes all the way through the whole US, and it leaves the United States right here in Marine City to Sombra Ferry. So a lot of people go through St. Clair. And last year, we ran across a couple from New Zealand that was traveling from the West Coast to Nova Scotia on their bikes. And they were retired. They were from New Zealand, and their bikes were loaded down, and that was their summer activity.
It'd be longer than the summer activity for me. It'd be about a 5-year activity.
I was
That's
impressed.
that's a long ride from the West Coast to the East Coast.
Right. So we want to welcome those people
Yes.
to our community with our trails, our water trails, and our land trails.
Okay. Another project that was really exciting and pretty high tech was a project with the Pure Michigan people. Talk to us about that.
Well,
You
that
got a
was-
video that you're going to show us too, but
Okay, that was a secret we had to keep for 6 months.
and you did a good job. You kept it a
It
secret.
was hard.
Yeah.
Last August, I got an email from Pure Michigan, and they said that they had been trying to get Google to come to Michigan for 3 years. We all know what Street View is. It's where the cars,
They take a picture of our house or a street we live on.
right. Well, they wanted that kind of technology where a car couldn't go, so they designed what's called the Google Trekker, and it's a backpack unit, and it looks like a green ball, and it has 15 high-resolution cameras in it that takes a picture every 2 seconds, and it weighs 40 pounds.
And it takes them in 360 degrees.
Right. It's a virtual tour is what you get. It's like a fisheye.
And here's the picture of the Pure Michigan site, and it's their whole trip around the state of Michigan with us in it, right?
Well, right. And first of all, Pure Michigan submitted 25 sites, and Google threw out 13 of them. And I was really happy that they accepted our Island Loop National Water Trail. So we set the date for October 15th, and I met the man from Pure Michigan, Robert Wilson, and I had my friend Missy Campow of Great Lakes Paddle Sports. She came with me with a tandem kayak, and what we did was...
That's the picture of the thing on his back, the 40-pounder.
Right, and that's the top of the Mackinac Bridge, which
Ooh.
I probably wouldn't have done that one, but that's very exciting that they had the guts to do that. There's Mackinac
And the guy's walking
Hotel,
down.
the Grand Hotel, and there's our Blue Water Bridge, and there's our canal, our Black River Canal. We have a few other pieces of footage in here. This is the trailer that's advertising the Google Trekker. So we got quite a few shots in here. More of ours is coming up. Our lighthouse is in here. It was on my back at the lighthouse.
Was that your lighthouse shot?
Nope, that was a different one. Ours is coming right up. So it was heavy. It was 40 pounds. There's our lighthouse right there. I walked to the top, and I hope that they processed the footage because a freighter went by when I was on top. There's our Military Street Bridge right there. So that's
So
very
you just
exciting.
walked with the unit on your back, 40 pounds on your back, and took these pictures. It was automatic.
Well, yes. First, we mounted the kayak, or the Trekker on a kayak, which was very difficult. It had never been done before. They had never put this in a boat before because it weighs 40 pounds and it's quite top heavy.
And they wouldn't want it to be in the water, probably.
Well, we weren't sure if it was going to stay afloat.
Right.
So Ryan, with the trekker, we had it in a box, we had it secured. We launched at Bakersfield, and we crossed our fingers. We thought, if this tips over, we could ruin this camera. And he said, the Google trekker.
Google will own Port Huron.
Well, he said it could be underwater 20 minutes.
Oh, really?
But we didn't want to test that theory. So it worked, and we went from Bakersfield to the new 7th Street launch. So we went through the canal, Lake Huron, under the bridge, in the St. Clair River. But some of that footage didn't work out. But the canal footage is really beautiful, and it was October 15th, so it was a nice fall day.
Oh, beautiful fall day.
It was good it wasn't raining.
Yes. Oh, you were lucked out there. You lucked
Right.
out. Did they have a rain delay day? In case
No,
you needed
and
it?
so I was really worried because...
Here's the canal.
Yes, this is the Black River Canal, which was dug over 100 years ago to flush out the Black River with Lake Huron water. And now it's like a beautiful, it looks like a natural river to me. And what I like about this, Paul, is that people that won't ever be able to get into a kayak, like maybe people that are handicapped, or people that just don't want to maybe kayak, they can experience this right from their computer or TV, which I think is awesome. It makes our recreation trails accessible to the world, really.
Now, this is part of the 10-mile loop. And which direction are we going now? Are we going?
We're heading east toward Lake Huron from the Black River. I'm in the yellow kayak, and Missy's in the green kayak. And
Is
they
this
have
up by Northgate Ford?
correct. They have to
So
blur out your
you
face.
have passed Northgate Ford, and you're going out to the lake.
Right, and you pass by the cemetery, and you pass by the back of a couple schools, but you don't see any of that, and that's why it just seems so remote. I think it seems like a natural river. And the water was calm that day, but
Yeah,
when
very, like a piece of glass.
after a strong rain, it can be stirred up, and it can be quite a current. Because the current, we're going against the current right now. We're going upriver.
So the camera, as we progress here, is shooting, would you say, every 28 seconds?
No, 15 high-resolution cameras are shooting every 2 seconds.
Every 2 seconds. So we are approaching, we're going up towards Lake Huron.
And you can look right and left. If you go on this footage, you can move your mouse right and left, and you can look behind you like
Yep,
that
yep.
and above. And there we had a dinghy boat for safety behind us that was helping us. So I just think it shows off Michigan in a really unique way.
Yeah. So, and this particular picture here starts at the 7th Street Bridge and goes through to Lake Huron.
No, it starts at Bakersfield
Bakersfield.
in Port Huron
Goes through.
Township and goes
Okay.
to the 7th Street Bridge.
Goes to the 7th Street Bridge.
But they haven't processed all the footage yet, so I have not heard if they're going to process the rest of this footage or the lighthouse footage where I go on top of the lighthouse. Right now at the lighthouse, it's just the yard, but you can look up the lighthouse. It's not from the top.
It really had to be an exciting day, my God.
It was a bucket list day.
Yeah.
I was just like, I can't believe I'm doing this. And I was lucky that I got to wear the backpack because Robert Wilson, the man from Pure Michigan, he couldn't wear it because he said with workman's comp, he wasn't covered because it was a Google product. So I said, I'm going
Oh.
to put it on. So I put it on, and I walked all 94 steps up the lighthouse. It was quite heavy.
Right.
But it was just a bucket
You
list
didn't have
day.
to exercise for the rest of the week then.
Right.
All right, but that is available. Give them the location of that. That's at www.
.michigan.org, and then you click on where you see the bridge. You can watch that trailer first, and then you scroll down the page, and they have all the sites at Mackinac Island all around Michigan where they were.
There it
Pictured
is.
Rocks, Mackinac Island, Comerica Park, Sleeping Bear Dunes National Lakeshore. So I was really excited that St. Clair County's assets made it into the top 12.
Being a Traverse City girl, you like that Sleeping Bear Dunes.
I do. I like St. Clair County a lot.
So that's all the ones that are available
Right.
for people to view.
And there is more than 12 here, but they went to 12 locations, and like we got 2 because we did the Island Loop and then the Lighthouse.
Okay.
So on Mackinac Island, they maybe did like 8.
Okay. You also said you've got a project coming up with the Community Foundation.
I do. I was lucky enough to apply to the Community Foundation of St. Clair County for a grant for signage and the Blue
Oh.
Water Sport Fishing Association. And I got it, and actually we got it. It's Friends of the Island Loop. Mr. Bob Hunkler is president of Friends of the Island Loop, And Brian Martin, the underwater diver, is in that, and a whole lot of other people like Mike Connell and Dennis Delore. And we want to put signs along the Edison Parkway that celebrate the history of St. Clair County and Port Huron. So the sign topics are Thomas Edison, boyhood home, and the 43rd parallel, because the Blue Water Bridge sits on the 43rd parallel, which is almost halfway between the equator and the North Pole. And Bob and I are geography majors, and a lot of people don't know a lot about geography, and we just kind of want to educate them about that. Fish habitat, like the sturgeon, and other important native fish like walleye. Native American burial grounds is one of the topics. Easternmost point in Michigan. The sun comes up first in Michigan.
Where is the exact spot?
It's
is it in Port Huron or down here?
Oh, it's Port Huron. It's right behind the sewage treatment plant.
Okay.
Which used to also be, I believe it's called the White Star Line dock. And did you know that more people came in there than almost anywhere else in the U.S. when they immigrated here in the 1800s?
No, I didn't know that.
It's second only to Ellis Island.
Didn't know that.
Yeah, so we need to do a sign.
We should celebrate that.
That's why we're going to do a sign.
Great.
And shipyards, and then the Conger explosion. There was a very dangerous, deadly explosion 100 years ago at Quay Park. And Brian Martin, I'm in this committee with all these people that are very brilliant, and so they all took their own topics. I only have one topic, which was the Island Loop National Water Trail. So we all have a topic.
Are the signs ordered, or are you just putting them together, or where are we at in the project?
We're putting the first two together right now, which is mine, the Island Loop National Water Trail, and the Conger explosion, because that's coming up, the anniversary of that is coming up in June. The first two are going to go in June, and then this summer the rest will go in. So right now they're being edited, people are gathering information and pictures, but mine is just about done. As far as, we have to run it by the Community Foundation.
Right.
So mine's put together, and we're just editing, finishing touches.
Great.
Yeah.
Well, you've got a really busy plate full. I know you're.
I do have a lot to do.
I kind of think you like your job. You love it.
I've just been very blessed. I'm a hardworking county worker, but a lot of people are, and I happen to really love what I do, so it makes it
shows.
fun.
It shows.
Thank you.
It shows. How can the public help you and your organization? It's Metropolitan Planning Commission.
Well, they can come to our events. I'm having a paddle too, a Blue Waste paddle on June 13th on River Day. We're going to paddle the Bell River. We're going to celebrate Marine City and the Bell River, because the watershed management plan for the Bell River is just about complete.
Okay.
So we're celebrating that.
Is there going to be a website for that, or how do we get more information?
The homepage of the Blue Waste website has an events. Right in the middle it says events. And so I know we're doing it on June 13th. It'll be in the morning, and I believe we're going to start, and we're going to end at Marine City Beach. We're going to start either at East China Park or Springborn Road. I think we'll start at Springborn Road, but I haven't decided that yet.
So you're going to come down the Bell River, then go north on the St. Clair River.
Yes, and I've done that before, and it's pretty easy, because usually the St. Clair River is very hard to go upstream, but along the seawall for just a mile, it's real easy there. I've done it.
Okay.
So it's doable.
You'll go past the city hall and the lighthouse, and then you'll end at the beach.
Yes, and I'm trying, I need to talk to some people to get some, a transit vehicle to bring people back to their vehicles so they can go get their kayaks.
Right.
So, because it's hard when it's not a loop, you've got to shuttle a vehicle. So I want to, whenever I do a Blue Ways River Day paddle, I try to have that set up.
So they can contact you at the St. Clair County Metropolitan Planning Commission.
Well, yep.
Lori Eschenberg.
But I would wait until about 6 weeks before, because I'm going to have a lot of information out on the website before, soon I'll have it out.
Okay.
Because it's still a few months away.
But if you need some help moving the people back, that's what I was thinking of.
Oh, right.
Maybe somebody can give you
How
a call.
can people help us? They can come to our events, and we always need volunteers.
Okay, good. Lori, you are very interesting to talk to, and I thank you for your time. Did we miss anything today?
I don't think so.
Okay.
But give me another month. Thank you, Paul.
You do a great job for us and for the county, and you certainly are interested in preserving what we've got here in our beautiful Blue Water area. So we thank you.
Thank you. It's been my home since 1985, and I love it.
And you started, as I said, I know from in the previous conversations in the Traverse City area, which is a beautiful gem too. But to have you accept us in St. Clair County in this is an honor. Thank you.
Well, thank you.
That's about it for this edition of the Roundtable. We thank you very much for tuning in. Till next time, I'm Paul Dingeman. See you soon. Great.
Thank you.
Good job.